Yeah. Hey, everybody. It is time for the Orville and Chill. Melissa, Anne Marie, and Shar were practicing their dad jokes. I was not participating.
Right. That's how it went.
We're going to talk about the Orville. Of course, this is episode 8. What was the title of this one?
Midnight Blue.
There we go.
Midnight Blue. Very nice. Yeah, cool. Midnight Blue. Sounds like a cool hair color, just like Typo Negative. That Black Number One song, right? We were talking about Typo Negative. That was their big song, was Black Number One, which was, anyway, there's some people in the live chat that love that song, guaranteed. We're also talking about Danzig. Similar people probably love those songs. Anyway, we're going to talk about the Orville. Shar is back, feeling healthy and magical as ever.
Finally back. Yes, it's been a while and I missed you all.
Aww.
Yeah. Oh,
good to be back.
She's got a really cool background as usual. Melissa
It's
Longo.
buffer time, baby.
Melissa Longo is also here, and she's got a pretty rad background herself. It's kind of artsy too, the way it's shaped.
Loving that.
It's the beautiful Bordes and the beautiful Kelly and the beautiful Dolly.
Oh shit! Right, cool shirt.
Right on. You got the whole shebang.
Dolly's my girl.
Nice.
Wow, you look young.
Her.
Yeah. Oh, you mean like she's my girl? Got it. Okay.
She's my girl.
Anne Marie is here, hating every joke so far. We'll see if we can keep that going throughout. She's a doctor.
Hi.
Yep. My name is Ryan T. Husk. David Gregory says Typo Negative. Yepers. That means hell yes in French.
Nice.
All right. So
I want to say hi to David Gregory.
Yes. Hey, David Gregory, are you going to Star Trek Las Vegas, the convention formerly known as Star Trek Las Vegas? We're all going.
Yes.
We are going.
All right, everybody
great
in the
to
live
see you
chat,
last year.
let us know what you are drinking today. And Shar, what are you drinking today?
I've got a double header. I've got some caffeine-free Diet Coke to level out with a pomegranate martini because it is buffer time. Let's freaking go.
Buffer time.
I've been waiting for this all week.
Yeah. Melissa Longo, what are you drinking today that you've been waiting all week for? Which you have been waiting all week?
I am drinking organic white mango tea. White tea mango. Mango white tea.
Whatever the combination, that sounds delicious.
Yeah.
The mighty white tea.
Mango flavor.
Yeah, mango. That sounds refreshing.
You, Doc?
Watermelon White Claw.
I knew it. Of course it is.
I just get like the box.
Why not?
I just get the thing with only one flavor. It's so good.
Hey, you figured out what you like and you just got to stick with that, right?
It's like
why change?
for summer. I love it.
Yeah.
Especially
It's
when
summer
it's
drink.
watermelon. It's the best.
So do they come in variety pack?
Mm-hmm. But like their best flavors come in solo packs.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And
Ryan, I've been missing your
watermelon is
reviews.
Favorite?
Sorry. Ryan, what are you drinking?
Oh yeah.
Hang on. We are putting something in. We're putting a poll in the live chat. Might as well
I
just
love
ask
these
everybody.
Oh.
All right.
Oh yeah.
So what am I drinking? Today, I've been saving this forever. A bold ginger ale. Not just a regular Canada Dry ginger ale, but a bold one. I need something bold today. And it's like dripping cold. You know when it's cold and it's so chilly that it's wet? And I'm going to pour it into my old ass from at least 20 years ago. Shit, I probably should have rinsed it out because it's so old.
A sacred chalice of Rick's.
Lord of the Rings thing, beverage vessel. See, that's Gandalf there.
Yeah.
It says Lord of the Rings back there.
Yeah.
Although I couldn't find the light. There's like a light that you put on the bottom and you flip it on and it changes all these colors.
Ooh.
It's like 2001 cool. You know what I mean?
You know, This
Not even.
cup has that too, but I can't show you because there's liquid in it. But it has
Try.
that too.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm excited because that's to commemorate that there was a new Lord of the Rings trailer that
Yeah.
came out recently.
Yeah.
So
Are you
I'm
all excited
excited.
about that?
I think so. I read all the books when I was a kid, and a bunch of times I'm like a super huge fan. And I watched all the movies a bunch of times because I was a super huge fan. And now I'm kind of like scared. I'm like, it's going to
Yeah.
be tough to match how good the books were and how good the original movies were. They got a tall task ahead of them. But
Yeah, they do.
Always a gamble,
hoping.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's always a gamble of whether or not they'll do it justice. You know.
That's always the risk.
But so is it extra gingery?
It makes me very happy.
Nice.
All right. So most people are saying no to Star Trek Las Vegas so far.
Aw. Well,
What
darn.
a bummer. The other thing
I
for
get it
everybody
though.
to
It's
vote on-
expensive traveling.
Yeah.
School starting back. I can see how that's
All right.
Oh,
Here
good.
we
You still
go.
have crisps to review?
Crisp.
Beautiful.
Yes.
I
These are-
missed it. I missed
Char's like
this.
the
Well, we
biggest fan of
missed
this
you,
segment.
Char.
I know.
Last week was the best crisps of. Oh wait, no, it's terrible. What was it?
Prawns.
Melty
Oh, yeah,
Oh, I
prawns.
missed them. I'll
And
have
they
to
were
go back and
melty.
watch.
You guys remember the band called Prong? There's a band called
Yeah.
Prong. They were kind of like metalish too.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so this one is the Real McCoy's Ridge Cut Flame Grilled Steak. And these are crisps
Wow.
from the UK by way of Steve England out in Wales. And then
Ooh.
second is, I think this one did not make the cut. This is the second round for this one. Palm Bear Original Potato Snacks in the shape of little bears.
They're
Hey,
so
we're little-
cute.
We're little bears. We're only 65 kcal.
So cute.
Hey, that's way better than that other one.
Yeah, that other one was like 17.
Million.
This one says Disco's prawn
Disco's.
cocktail flavor. A second prawn, or don't make me prawn 2 weeks in a row, guys. The wrath of prawn.
Oh my gosh.
But Char missed it last week.
Star
This is
Crisp
true, but I
2,
don't
The
foresee
Wrath of
being gone in
Prawn.
the future, at least for a good while. So here's hoping.
Okay, good.
Okay, that's the best subtitle.
Good.
All right, let's see. So we'll end this poll. It's almost 50-50. Are you going all of the days, Shar?
I'm not completely sure yet. I've got the hotel reservation. I don't have tickets for Thursday or Sunday because I was going to go for the Groupon deal, which Creation normally
I
does.
know.
And this year they're not doing it. So I'll probably just suck it up, get tickets for the other 2 days, but I have not officially done that yet. Now, how about you all? Are you going all days?
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
Sharing
Okay.
a table with Mr. Dr. Mohammed Noor.
Oh, awesome.
Because he's rad.
He is rad. I love that guy.
He is
Mhm.
awesome.
Every time he
Here's-
opens his mouth, I learn something.
I know.
Totally.
He's so
He's just that
lovely.
cool.
Here's my impression of Muhammad Noor, Dr. Muhammad Noor, that is.
Oh, that's a good one.
That is good.
Yeah.
The man
So
so
cute.
positive that he's going to
He
patent the
is.
double thumbs up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He should.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a
I'm
wonderful
still
guy. Well, I can't
typing
wait
in
to
the
see you all
recipes.
there. That'll be fun.
I
Yeah.
can't even wait.
Yeah. I have never met any of you in person, I don't think.
It's so weird not meeting people in person, but feeling like you know them.
Word. That's been the last 2 years, hasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
we
it
all know
feels
each
like-
other. We know our faces.
Right.
I've listened to you for thousands of hours. That's not
This
weird at
is
all.
true.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Faith Howell asks, are we doing watch parties for the new Lord of the Rings? Hell yeah, we should call it
Ooh.
Star Trackers
You
Watch
are.
Lord of the Rings.
That's fun.
Hey, what's
And-
up, Mai, all the way out in Tokyo? Welcome to the show. Thanks for playing with us.
Yo.
Early for you. Yeah,
Um,
Star Trek Las Vegas, or when you finally see people in person that you've only known via the internet,
Mhm.
it's kind of this strange phenomenon because it doesn't feel like you're just seeing them for the first time. Like last year,
So
Right.
weird.
when I saw Muhammad for the first time, or David Gregory, for example,
Wait,
or any of the countless people that we know from from the Seventh Rule and from Virtual Trek Con. Right, Anne-Marie, right, Melissa? Like I would see them, I'm like, hey, what's up? And it would only hit me afterwards. I'm like, oh wait, I've never actually seen
so
this
weird.
person
It's like the
before.
weirdest phenomenon.
my
The only
mind-
difference is some of them look taller
Yes, I was gonna say
than,
that.
than you imagine. And others look shorter.
Well,
And you're like, I didn't realize that.
yeah, Katie Carr is tiny, teeny. She's so cute. You could fit her in your pocket.
Have you tried?
No.
You should.
But
You should just put her
I'm
in there and take her home with you.
I'm so surprised that Vegas was the first time you met Muhammad in person.
I'm only
Whoa.
that's it. That's the only time.
Whoa.
So many other people too.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's like dozens.
Yeah.
Especially like East Coast people,
Mhm.
like Yvette Blackman,
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, that was
people
great.
like that. Yeah, all the New Yorkers and the DC folk and the Philly folk and the Bostonians. Just kidding. I don't want to meet any Bostonians.
Ah, you do.
So-
Go park that car.
Just kidding. We love you, Boston. All right. The answer looks like, thank goodness, it's not going to be the Wrath of Prawn. It's going to be
Oh, damn, that had my vote for the title.
McCoy's flame grilled steak.
The Search for McCoy.
That is an intriguing flavor. I can't wait to
Yeah.
find out what this
Now I want
is.
steak.
I was gonna vote for that one, but then the bears were so cute. So I
They
voted.
are, but they're not steak flavored.
Well, I
Linda-
can go without steak.
Linda and
Yeah, I mean,
says,
I'm a vegetarian. I don't really care about steak, but like steak flavoring, that sounds
Oh.
interesting.
yeah, I'm vegetarian too. And I checked
Same.
all of these are actually
Nice.
vegetarian. So it's like natural steak flavors, I guess. I don't know. But there's no
Yeah,
actual
isn't it weird
steak
how
in
they
this.
do that? Like how there's
It-
chicken flavor in some stuff, and then like
Maybe
then
it's
chicken
like-
broth makes it into everything else. It's so weird. You have to watch the labels.
Yeah,
Smells like Pringles barbecues.
I was
barbecue
gonna say,
flavor.
is it just like
Ooh.
really
Like
intense, like
Ruffles.
brown sauce that just
Yeah.
steak flavor?
Yeah, or like mesquite.
You know what it tastes like? If you've ever had one back in the day, you get top ramen and you get like the beef flavor, and then just like the
Uh-huh.
powder stuff, like the actual flavoring.
Oh.
It tastes like they got that old beef flavored top ramen and just put it on plain Ruffles.
Ooh.
All right, that doesn't
Interesting.
sound half bad.
I know. I just had the chicken one. They're so good.
Nice.
Love ramen.
That was
good.
delicious.
I would
And
have liked
what
it more
is-
when I still ate steak, though.
what's everyone drinking in the chat? Did they say yet?
Linda Anderegg's drinking Marmite sauce, she says.
Whoa.
Mm-mm.
She said Melissa and Ryan were much taller than I expected.
Mm. Faith Howell says the bold is so good. The cranberry one is awesome too. Ooh, that's interesting. Cranberry
Ooh.
ginger sauce.
Oh my gosh, I
Beverage.
love cranberry ginger ale. Ooh.
Wayner is drinking
sounds
ice
amazing.
water.
That's so good.
David
That's
Gregory
far
is
too
having
healthy of you, Rainer.
blackberry lemon Waterloo. Yum. That's a good. And I've had that recently
Mm.
as well.
Waterloo.
JR Poole is having fizzy watered down juice. I love that ABBA,
Ooh.
Melissa. Give us more ABBA.
All
right.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody in the live chat, tell us your favorite ABBA song. For me, I think it's
It's so hard.
Angel Eyes or The Winner Takes It All,
Oh, I love
I
that.
love that
one.
song.
because those songs are just magic.
Oh, that song. Hmm.
Oh my gosh, you drinking out of that chalice is so ridiculous.
That's so ridiculously good. You
Oh
guys
my
have any
goodness.
favorite ABBA songs?
It depends.
I agree. Take a chance on
Because
me. What came to
I
mind
love
right
that
away.
one.
Yeah, I like that one too. But I like the loving at midnight. Out my
Ooh.
window.
Ooh.
Out
Yeah.
my
Have you
window.
heard-
I love
you
the
heard-
way they say midnight window.
It's good. Have you heard the Erasures cover of Take a Chance?
Mm-mm.
It's pretty good. It's
Take a
pretty good.
chance
Check
on
it out.
All right.
Have to
Uh,
Set
check
up.
it-
Okay,
Check
let's
it
talk
out.
about the Orville. David Gregory says take a chance on me. So that's 2
Good
for Take a
call.
Chance.
Hey.
Okay. This episode this week was, I actually checked, it was 714 minutes long.
Oh wait, hold on. I forgot to 10 out of 10 it.
Wait, no, it wasn't.
It was
Oh.
126:33 or something.
It's a very
Just
long
sort
episode.
of a feature.
700 minutes.
It didn't seem that long, did it?
Not to me.
Well,
No.
the question, my
I
first
was-
thought before I even watched it was, do you guys think they could have just cut it into 2 43-minute episodes, which is what TV used to be, 43 minutes?
Yeah, maybe, but I wasn't mad about it being like this. I mean, it was captivating. It kept my attention the whole time, and I didn't realize how much time had actually passed by the time I got to the end. So that's a mark of a good episode to me.
Yeah, I was kind of worried going in, learning that it was 90 minutes. I was like, what a minute. Wait, what?
See, I didn't look. I just jumped right in. I
was
might have
told.
hesitated and stopped more if I knew that, but I didn't.
I was like, okay. But then I heard spoilers that Dolly was going to be in it. And I was like, okay, so let's just jump in. And it didn't feel like 90 minutes to me.
No, it really didn't. It
What
was a
about
very
you,
good 90
Anne-Marie?
minutes.
Oh, I mean, I just get really stressed out because the bar parties at Barracuda in New York on Saturdays that we do for To Probably Go.
Oh,
they're
yeah, I
like a
wanted to bring that
strict
up.
3 hours. And we show last week's episode and this week's episode, but now that they're getting to be like, I mean, that was our policy for like 48-minute shows, but now that they're getting like super late, the timing's getting so weird. So we had to work out like someone to get to the bar early to like press play before the party starts.
Yeah.
So
Can you
that-
tell
that
everybody
part's
what this
stressful.
is? This
Yeah.
awesome New York viewing party on Saturdays?
So To Proudly Go is a nonprofit 501c3 organization that just promotes gay safe spaces for the LGBTQAI plus community. And we mainly work in New York, and we work with charities like every time there's a new series. So we just finished with Pop Culture Hero Coalition for Chase and raised $1,250 for them. And
Hey.
like every time, like the people are so generous who come out, and we do like raffles, 2-for-1 drinks, trivia. If you're good at trivia, you end up with tons of drink tickets. And we just play the episodes, and then they're musical numbers. So I'm super excited for tomorrow's because one of the
They are gonna
one of
love
the
some
drag
Dolly.
queens. Well, that first of all is gonna like be out of control, but then also
Yeah.
somebody like Heather Wood, our president and like #1 drag queen, she just got a Kelly Grayson uniform. So I think for the first
Oh,
time
boy.
ever, there's gonna be Orville drag. And I can't even wait.
Nice.
So-
Amazing.
Tom Costantino's like on deck for that footage. And yeah, so you can follow us at To Proudly Go. And
Yes.
every single Saturday basically of the year, 6 to 9, since we have so much new sci-fi coming out.
6 to 9. That's
Nice.
To Proudly Go. You can find them on Twitter, and they're freaking awesome. Every Saturday they raise a lot of money, and they're really good
That is.
people
That's
and
so
shitloads
cool.
of fun.
Not to say like these aren't even my testimonials, but anytime like I know someone who comes, they're like, wow, this was the most fun I've had in ages. So
Aw,
if you're in the area,
man. I want to go.
Do it.
I
You'll have the most
know.
fun in ages.
Yeah.
Okay,
one of my
It's
friends
true,
is a
but it's another
bartender.
flight.
that's
I don't want to travel
won't
right
be
now. I'm a little
fun.
tired of it.
Yeah.
Oh,
One of my friends was like, don't tell people I come here because it's like such a fun, like safe space. And he doesn't want it invaded by like people he works with.
By all the bro dudes.
Yeah,
I
well,
heard this
no.
was the place.
By
Like,
everybody
me.
else at our other gay bar because he works with them, and he's like, oh man, that would mean like then they're that he sees them at work and at Like, I was like, yeah, I know.
All
The
right.
party's actually a good one.
So check that out, everybody. Real quick in the live chat, Jesse Taggart says, Mamma Mia. One Trek fan says, Mamma Mia and Take a Chance on Me. Also, Fernando is fucking amazing. Good
Yeah.
choice. One Trek
Ooh.
fan, Fernando. Chiquitita. Have you ever heard Chiquitita in Spanish?
I love that.
Chiquitita, dime por qué. That's how. Seriously, it's really nice. Waterloo, Dancing Queen, of course. What else? Donnie Pearson says, I love the music of ABBA. Donnie says, Mamma Mia. Anyway, and
I've heard chiquit I can't say it right now.
Chiquitita.
From my mom, but
Yes.
not when she's singing. Just when she's talking in Spanish.
So I'll be honest, guys. I'm kind of a negative Nancy, you know?
You hate long stuff.
And when it was like an hour and 26 minutes, I was like, come on, bro. Just extend the
Yeah.
season. We would have all been so happy if they said, whoa, the Orville
I
is
agree with
18
that.
episodes long
Mhm.
instead of 10 really long episodes. And I was
Right.
like, all right, well, you know, I'll just watch half of it tonight and the other half tomorrow. And I ended up watching the whole freaking thing in one night because it was gripping and because they were right and I was wrong that they could have cut it into 2 episodes, but it flowed well. And, you know, why try to cram it into something that may have been imperfect when they wrote it, you know? So, okay.
Oh,
So
and we have to
my
comment
instincts
on the
were-
writers. Sorry.
Who wrote it? I didn't check.
Oh, Star Trek Dream Team, Brennan Braga.
Oh, right.
Bragan and Andre
And Andre
Barmanis.
Barmanis.
Yep.
Yeah.
The weird shit
Yes.
guy.
Brandon and Andre are watching right now. I'm sorry
Well,
I doubted
Andre's
you
in
guys.
France, so doubtful. But yeah.
No, he's
Oh,
up
I'm
at
sure
2
Brandon.
in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say ordinarily I would say sure, break it up into 2 episodes rather than having it be so long. But I think this particular episode worked in 90 minutes.
Right. That's
I agree.
So I came away feeling less strongly that it could have been 2 episodes and more understanding why they just kept it as 1. It's like, okay,
Mhm.
that's right. You guys know what you're doing. And so I ended up watching the whole thing when I wasn't planning on it. So that's the sign of a good flowing
That was
script.
actually like that first wave on Twitter when the episode dropped. The first wave was like a million tweets about an hour and a half later, where everyone was like, I was going to go to
An hour
bed
and
and
a
I
half later.
pressed play and I couldn't fall asleep. And now I still can't fall asleep because it was so good. It was like, sometimes it's really fun to watch the wave of tweets that happen when the episodes drop. And it was just, I mean, you knew from those it was going to be amazing.
I do have to point out DQ says 700 minutes, was it called Lawrence of ORVILLE?
Oh my gosh.
Pretty funny.
Oh my God.
Or Lawrence of, you get it.
It was Peter O'Toole in it.
Okay.
Right? He was in Lawrence of Arabia, right?
I've never seen it.
That's like
But I know it's
Spice Channel's title for it.
Oh.
that's not how he meant it, Anne Marie. I'm positive. Mostly.
Oh
Well-
my. Oh my.
All right. So how much did you guys love this episode?
Sorry, you're trying to move it along and no.
I know. I feel like I'm blushing.
Oh
Pretty soon
my
I'm gonna be the same
gosh, I
color
know.
as the steak color.
I love it.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah, me too.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Mm.
All right.
All right.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm just gonna start out by saying like Alina really disappointed me in the beginning when she was like, I felt like she was totally grooming Topa in a way that felt really weird, like she should know better. And I know that she learned her lessons throughout, but like it was very hard to watch her character sort of like not be the person we thought she would be. But then also it kind of made me think like, well, that is kind of like hero worship for you. Like nobody's perfect, and you build these people up in your mind, and then
Right.
everybody. Oh, I mean, maybe not like maybe 1% of people aren't who are built like, but they'll like inevitably fail you or have some sort of flaw because they're
Right.
human. So
Right.
I mean, I love how Orville makes you think like that. But it was
Yeah.
really hard to watch.
It was hard watching her do that. And at the same time, I was trying to get into her head and understand why she even went there. And I realized she's in a very desperate position and she sees an opportunity and she is an imperfect being. And so, yeah, she went for it and it wasn't the right choice, in my opinion. It was a terrible choice. You don't do that to a child.
Oh.
But to some extent, I can understand. But at the same time, I almost wish she would have like stepped back and said, wait, no, this is wrong. I take it all back. And then they could have still gone forward with it with Topa saying, but wait, no, I do want to help you. And then it could be maybe a little more her choice. And yet she's still a child. And so you still have all these weird ethical dilemmas going on. And yet, yeah, just give her a little more time and she probably will embrace the cause.
Totally.
Well,
and like, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, well, I at first I was kind of, you know, on the fence about that, but then it kind of reminded me, well, of one, Havina got so wrapped up in the cause that she didn't, you know, it was the cause she was focusing on, not so much her tactics. It's almost like the Maquis, you can kind of understand their cause, but not so much the tactics they always use.
Yeah.
But
doing the wrong thing for the right reasons.
Right. But at the same time, it reminded me of Audrey Hepburn's story.
It totally felt like Resistance-y.
Yeah, because she smuggled messages for the Dutch resistance against the Nazis, and that's kind of what she was asking Topa to do. And I was like, wow, that's kind of it's that same kind of desperation that she was facing. And I can see why, but and then I thought what Anne-Marie was thinking about hero worship and how we always put people on a pedestal and expect them to live up to these expectations that they can't possibly live up to. We're all
hi,
fallible.
Star Trek fans.
It's true. It's all of us.
So Mai says something interesting in the live chat. 86-minute episode is like a thick Lord of the Ring book. It is exactly the length of the story I love. Or as Gandalf would say, a wizard is never late, right? A wizard arrives exactly when he is meant to. But Mai brings up a good point, because that's true. These Lord of the Rings movies were 3 hours long, and the extended versions were 3.5 and 4 hours long. So I shouldn't be crying about 86 minutes, I guess.
No.
Because I watched the shit out of those.
I also just like really loved when there was that scene where you see Havina talking to Topa like with the Luminites, which were beautiful. But you see
those
like
are great.
So cool.
Adrian Palicki is just she blows me away more and more every episode. And where you see her look back and she like is like, so it's like a feeling of love to see like Topa being embraced like this. And then the last time they do it, you almost see her like sort of like do a double take, like something's starting to feel off. And that's like some really amazing subtlety that I feel like, I mean, in some ways, like this kind of length of an episode allows you to catch that more.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, our buddy Jesse Taggart brings up our next point where you're going, Anne-Marie. He says, I like the building tension between Bortus and Kelly.
I just saw Mai's comment too, that should have hit the cutting room floor. And I have to say, like, I don't know, they're starting to feel like something beautiful and how much they both love Topa.
Mai says that, yeah, you're right.
I hate that I was shipping them a little bit. But I also see why, like, probably like when you're trying to save Topa and every second counts, like maybe refrain from like almost kissing for a second.
That's what I thought. The timing was a little peculiar.
I only gave them a pass because he was healing her at the time.
Yeah.
And it was
Which is very romantic.
while she was healing, which reminded me of Worf and Jadzia when they were stuck on that jungle planet.
Interesting.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say, like Arsenal of Freedom in TNG when like Dr. Crusher falls down that hole and breaks her leg, and then like Picard is trying to help her fix it with grandma's herb recommendations. But yeah, I love that kind of like intimacy that's brought about in like a crazy way. But
What was
I can
that
see
one
both
called? I
sides.
remember that one. Yeah.
Arsenal of Freedom, right?
Yeah, and he
One-
kept coming back and taking care of her. Oh, that was a good one.
I love that season. I think it's season 1. That's the Good Ship Lollipop episode.
That was a nice post you did the other day, Anne Marie. It was
I
like the
mean-
lollipop ship, and then you
Yes.
said it is a good ship. It's pretty
So
solid.
good.
Yeah.
That
Well,
was
I
good.
mean,
was
that's
super
a line
cute.
directly from the show, but yeah, and the song, but yeah, I'll take credit for it. So cute.
Take that credit.
But I do
Yeah.
like how their relationship is building, and that they have a solid friendship going on, and I love it. I love seeing their dynamic and how they interact with each other. They're
Yeah,
wonderful.
they definitely have a bond going
Yes.
on for sure, which is why I actually
Mhm.
don't want it to become a relationship. I just really
Mm.
love the dynamic as it is right now. It's just such a strong bond. And really, Topa needs that. She needs solid relationships with people. So I think that's
Mhm.
great.
Mhm.
Now, if we could skip to the end just a
Well,
little
Shar,
bit.
so what you're saying is you want more Worf, Troy,
And Troy.
and Alexander than you want Worf and Jadzia out of Bortus
In a
and Kelly.
platonic way. Like, I don't want
Right,
them to go
because
for the
Worf-
relationship
that's
thing
true, they
because
did later.
yeah, it's
They
sort of
did.
like Ed and Kelly are like the Riker and Troy.
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
they're
that's
probably
true.
meant to be at some point. Really,
I don't know.
really. That's where I'm coming from. And feel free to disagree. But
Yeah.
I don't see a romance working and necessarily being a good thing with Bortus,
Yeah, I don't.
especially now that the X has come back.
I just start seeing
Yeah,
like, I'm just like, ooh, it's gonna be a really
Flydals.
hot night though.
Well, see,
Not following up.
I was thinking the opposite. I think that Ed and Kelly's relationship should remain platonic.
Okay.
Just because that's to me where their relationship feels like. I could be wrong, but I would prefer not to see Ed and Kelly together.
You know, maybe not on the show itself, but I could see a point where they try again in the future.
Yeah, like skilled nursing facility time. Could be a really cute, like Sunset of Lives relationship to bring back. But yeah.
Well, Anne Marie, you are definitely, if there was a good ship lollipop, you'd be like the good ship shipper.
Yeah,
Whatever
yeah.
that means.
The
You
crazy thing is,
definitely
I
love to
can't.
ship people.
The crazy thing is, I can't actually make up my mind about Ed and Kelly, which this never happens. I always have a really strong reaction. So it's really crazy listening to you two that I'm like, I actually still don't, I don't know who I agree with. Like, you both make such great points. And that just like also really impresses me with the complexity of the show, because
Yeah.
usually it's
Yes.
so obvious to me who to ship, and I have like a really strong feeling about it. And then it's kind of
Imagine
fun
that
actually
relationships
not
are
knowing.
complicated.
Yeah, it's
Weird.
Who knew? Well,
Yeah.
if I were a ship, I would be like the I don't give a ship, right? Because I really don't care about that kind of stuff that much.
Yeah,
But I will
I'll know
say-
you actually do. I don't give
I
a shit.
will
It's actually
say-
soft in the center.
That I love how Bortus and Kelly work together. I love the
Yeah.
deep friendship they have.
Yeah.
I don't think I need them to turn that into a romantic relationship. In fact, I feel like that would almost cheapen, like it's almost like the easier way to go, to have such good and strong feelings towards someone and then making it into romantic. I feel like it's almost a better relationship if it doesn't turn romantic. It becomes, more powerful in a lot of ways, because once they cross that line, then it's kind of like that deep friendship or that deep meaningful thing that they could have had now would almost feel a little cheapened to me. But especially now that Clydesdale is back.
Oh, who looks
And,
like he's gained some
Oh.
weight.
But we'll definitely talk about Clydesdale.
Yeah.
We've
But
got
maybe-
to.
Maybe
Yeah.
they should just, I was thinking maybe Bortus and Kelly should, fool around or get it out of the way, and then eventually Bortus and Clydesdale can be a great parent team with Topa, and then Bortus or Kelly and Ed can keep breaking up and getting back together if they want.
What I really think what you're saying about that is that like there is something really special where a child is involved on the show and in the relationship where Kelly just wants the best for Toba and to be there in her life, and there's not like a romantic like underpinning where it's like Topa sort of like not intentionally, but Topa sort of like becomes a reason, like she's so interested in Topa because also there's something burning with Bortus. So I like that like there's absolutely none of that. She just like straight up loves helping Topa and cares about Topa.
Yeah, me too.
Right. It kind of feels like the almost relationship or kind of building of the feelings between Kira and O'Brien when she's carrying
Oh man.
Their baby,
Yeah.
and then
Exactly that, yeah.
and then they're going to develop an intimacy because they're intimately involved in each other's lives, but not in the way that
And super interesting since Bortus actually is like Mocklin and likes men. And there was that episode in season 2 where that I can't remember the Mocklin's name, but it was like weird, like it was not considered normal for that like Tala flirtation, like attraction. So it's really interesting that like that hasn't been touched on, is that Bortus, that's even like clearly crossing Bortus's mind.
I didn't even think about that.
Maybe he's just been alone so long, he's just getting Bortus. Maybe,
There it is.
maybe that's all.
Ching.
Okay, but our boy Clydesdale came back, right? So
Yes, he did.
from the first
How did y'all feel about
season-
it?
Well, I'll tell
I
you,
was
from
gonna ask
the
you about
first
this.
season, I didn't really like Clyden because he was too fussy. And then the second season, and first season, I felt like there were just too many Mocklin episodes. I was just kind of like, there's so many aliens out there. And then the second season, Clyden was definitely a little too fussy for my blood. And then this season, he's even more fussy and he cuts out. But then when he came back in this most recent episode, he kind of turned me around because he turned around, at least temporarily. And I thought, what's the actor's name? I thought that guy destroyed that role so freaking
Also, everybody's
good.
freaking tears coming down on all those prosthetics. Oh, especially
Yeah.
like the one tear. Oh,
That-
it was so good.
That dude acted the
Well,
hell
that
out of
said,
that scene.
he
They
was
should have
also-
brought that actor back just for that scene.
I was like not sure if I was happy he was staying, because also like some of his apology needed work, where he was like, he wasn't like saying that, he was kind of like, well, it wasn't wrong of me to have that feeling initially. I'm like, yeah, jerk, it was.
Well, yeah, I get what you're saying, but for me, I enjoyed that scene very much. One, because the strength it took for Clyden to come back and renounce Mocklus. I mean,
Yeah.
he's no longer a citizen. That's a bold choice. And then realizing that everything that he had been taught up through his whole life was wrong, and these people that he believed in were liars, and that they would go so far as to torture a child, not any child, his child, and knowing that he has unresolved issues of his own, gender changing.
Yes.
That's great.
It
Great
was
stuff.
it was a powerful
Mhm.
moment for me, and I cried. I
And-
was like,
Yeah. Renouncing
like,
his home
now
planet. He's now Mockless.
Okay, well, first of all, like, I don't give him too much credit because, like, I mean, they did try and kill your kid. It took that much to show you, like, but also,
Emery's a tough nut to crack.
I also kind of was waiting. I mean, obviously, I was crying too, and I was just waiting for him to use this moment to be like, the reason I was so weird about this, sorry, was that I was actually born a woman and changed. Like that was the perfect moment.
Okay, yeah. I was waiting for that moment too. And actually, the first thing I was waiting for in this speech, I was hoping to hear, "I'm sorry."
Yes.
And when it didn't come right away, I was a little on edge, like, was this really a good thing or isn't it? But then I was also waiting for him to confess to Topa his own past. And I'm sure that moment is going to be coming now at some point. But I was waiting for it here. Maybe it just didn't fit. I don't know. But it did seem like maybe that's where it could have gone, should have gone. I don't know. And yet it was beautiful in a lot of ways, taking into the fact that he too has also lived a lot of trauma and has had to do like a complete 180. And when he left, freaking jerk. I could not stand him. I wanted to just strangle him myself.
Same.
Get the F off this ship. Don't come back.
Bye, Felicia.
Right? Yeah. Like, okay, I don't care what you've been through, but this is really assholery. So stop it. The fact that he did come around, and yes, it did take Topa nearly dying for him to rush and rethink everything. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty drastic. And yet here we are. So what's going to happen next? I have a feeling it's going to be slow going with him and Bortus, because I don't think they're just going to jump right back into their relationship. No way.
So.
No, they got some things to talk about.
I hope
he's sleeping on the couch for a while longer.
Because plus that's just better writing if it's slow going. It's more real. And we've all had people that are maybe toxic in some ways or very difficult in others, or just set in their ways, or whatever, or just traumatized, and they have certain things that are going on, and we will never get the perfect apology from some people. And sometimes, and this happens all the time in life, right? Somebody apologizes, and our first thought is that's halfway apology. You're dancing around. But we have to realize that for them, it's a big step forward, and it is an apology for them. And even though it doesn't seem like it's enough, looking at it from their point of view, it took a lot to suck it up and do whatever it was. So you kind of have to just say, that's our Clyden. That's the best we're going to get. And then it's going to be baby steps from here on out, hopefully. But I think that, Char, I think you're right. I think it's going to be kind of like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, kind of rough.
Maybe
rough
so.
road.
Yeah, they're going to struggle. At least I hope they better. There better be friction, because you don't end on that note and then just jump right back in and everything's hunky dory.
He goes to, like, I love it, the last scene where he's like making such a big show of his dinner. Like, who made this soup? Like, aren't you guys lucky I'm back? I'm like, bitch, it's a replicator. They can just program these recipes in.
See, I thought that was all right. Like, he's trying to reach out because there's some hurt between him and Kelly too. He's trying to extend that olive branch and show that things are different. So I thought that was good. It still felt a little rushed though, this whole thing. Like they were trying to wrap it up just a little too much.
Yeah, maybe like less minutes chasing Luminites and more time at the end in those scenes a little. But
yeah, like they could have carried this over to the next episode, honestly, and that would have been great.
But I still think there's still that tension there. I don't think it's resolved. For me, it didn't feel resolved. It felt tense, and and I don't think this is the best we're going to get out of Clyden. I think that he has room to grow, and these are the first steps of his growth. And most importantly, I think Topa needed him to come back. And it was more important for her to have him come back and her to forgive him than anything else.
Which
that's a good
Bortus
point.
Is just so mature. And I feel like when you see him like crying watching it, I feel like that's his thought exactly. Like, I don't think he really wants to be with Clyden anymore. And Clyden is so annoying. And he knows that Clyden's failed him. But like, he cares about Topa and puts Topa first and knows that's what Topa needs. So like, I feel like that's what the tears are about. Not the like, oh my God, my husband's back or my boyfriend's back.
Right. No, it was all about Topa.
Which is so beautiful. That makes me love Bortus even more, as if I kind of love him more already. But also,
Bortus was really on point in this episode the whole way through.
Especially when he and Kelly like come up in those like black uniforms, like in Chain of Command, when like Beverly Warp
Yes,
and Carter
very
on the
good,
planet.
very
I
good
was like, this
reference.
is awesome.
Yeah.
They just
I
have these
love
awesome
that.
outfits in their shuttle.
They look good.
Yes. And can I say that I love that Kelly runs when she runs? She's a committed runner. And it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing to pay attention to. But I notice actors who actually run rather than, piddle along. When she's looking for Topa,
I noticed that too.
She runs.
I mostly notice it when
There's-
people don't. I'm like,
Right.
this.
Yeah.
It looks
I was like,
off.
where's
Yeah.
the urgency? She's definitely got urgency in her run. So
It's amazing. And I usually get so bored in action scenes and in like ship porn. And this was maybe the first time where there's like an extended like action.
Wait, you
scene
mean
where
like
people are shooting at
Anne-Marie
each
kind
other.
of ship
No,
porn?
no,
Or do you
other
mean-
ship.
Okay, I'm just making
Fan
where you get like
fiction.net.
artist
I don't get bored of
renderings
that.
of all the ships that
I'm
Anne Marie
joking.
has. She like hires on an artist. Thundercats.
I don't know.
oh,
No, but like that like shooting scene where they're going to save Topa and then also like the shuttle like getting away. All I was thinking was like, is this the first time I haven't been like insanely bored in this kind of like extended scene? Which I mean, I feel like that says so much for like how it's working into the plot. And you actually like want to see the characters' responses to these things. And like even the shoot 'em ups, like you kind of see like glances between Kelly and Bortus and of themselves to see like, wow, their teamwork's great. Like they really care about getting to Topa.
Yeah.
They're so smart, like going around corners.
They got a great rapport.
It was
yeah.
fun to watch that.
Really, I was just like, wow, this is a first for me. I thought it was really great. And then obviously that Chain of Command style torture was just like,
Oh,
my
man.
gosh.
oh my god.
All
for
that
a
was missing was
kid?
4
Yeah.
lights.
I mean, when you started
Yes,
seeing it, like there
yes.
was no reason to go to bed because you're just gonna have nightmares if you go to sleep during that. And that's like a bold step to show it that like
Oh my
a kid.
gosh.
Yeah, a teenage kid basically being tortured. It was
Yeah.
painful.
Yeah.
That is
It
like
showed
the
her
first and
strength.
second episode of Chain of Command, right? With
Mhm.
Kelly and Bortus being like the 3-person away team, and
Yes.
then the second part of Topa being
Yeah.
Picard. Yeah,
But
good
the
point.
Yeah,
one
those
crazy
scenes
thing-
reminded me. Visually, this episode has some stunning moments. It is just so good. It has my favorite shot in, I think, all of the Orville to date, which
Wow.
was where the Orville stops, it reaches Earth, and we see that visual of the bridge just zooming right in on it. That was cool. I enjoyed that. I just thought, damn, they're using their budget very well, aren't they?
Oh yeah. I liked it when they were walking through the Mocklin halls. Like there was just like this gold hallway they were walking through, and
Yes.
it's kind of plain, but I loved it. Oh my god! And
Yeah,
I
it feels
loved
so Mocklin,
the
which
Star
feels
Wars
so 90s
scene
trust.
Yes.
where they're
Yes,
the
that's what I
Star
was
Wars
about to-
stuff.
I was
when
thinking
they
the
were
same thing.
What?
Yeah, exactly. Continue.
I was just Melissa. You got really excited. What were you getting excited about?
If it's the same scene moment that I am thinking of, I was like, this is like Star Wars and it's awesome.
There were two. There was one, the pod racing scene at the end,
Yes.
right when the ship was
Uh-huh.
going.
Oh,
it
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
very much
That's
Star
Star
Wars
Wars,
pod
but actually
racing.
interesting. Yes.
And then the
So
other one
good.
was very Star Wars and Star Trek when they had like the council meeting,
Yeah.
right? The couple
Oh,
times they had the
yes.
council meeting.
Yes.
It was very much like Star Trek, but also very much like the Star Wars with the senators and all
Senate.
that. And all the nerds are like myself are like looking at all the aliens. Like I like the blobby guys. They kind of look like Bib Fortuna, you know?
I like
Or
the
that
pointy
girl with
ones.
that cool dress.
The
that was-
Hellraiser ones.
Yes.
Oh, but like the
Pinhead.
best part was when like all of the diplomats stood up and I was like, this is so like I am Ben-Hur. And it's just really beautiful to watch. Or I mean, sorry, I am Spartacus.
I am Spartacus.
So
Spartacus.
beautiful to watch.
Yeah.
And then
I'm
obviously
Spartacus.
like it's super fun anytime there's like a president from Babylon 5 being president.
Absolutely.
On
Bruce
this show situation.
Boxleitner's back.
Yes.
Killing it.
He's just
He's killing
Great
it.
job.
He is.
And-
He is a great
Yeah.
president. He's played
Yes.
president a few times now, and he's good every time.
You
Mhm.
just
amazing.
so believe it. And then I have to say also like Scott Grimes' character, what's his name again?
Oh yeah.
Gordon.
Yeah.
He's not always my favorite, but he just really warmed my heart in this episode. It was just really beautiful.
He's
And he
cute.
When
made some
when
really
Topa
really
said
like him.
when Topa said she had a crush on somebody, I can't be the only one that knew it was Gordon right away.
I
I was like, it's
didn't.
gotta
I
be
knew
Gordon.
it.
I didn't.
Yeah,
I was
because
like,
it felt like
I don't
the
know who she
right
goes to school
funny
with.
thing to do.
Yeah.
Oh
I-
my god.
I was
I did
like, I
feel
bet
It makes
it's
that
perfect
too.
sense to me though, because I would crush on him too. He's cute.
Oh my gosh. I wouldn't know so much about his
And he
brother.
sings well,
Yeah.
He does sing well.
funny kind of.
But he was also like, he made such a wonderful point. Like, I mean, how long are you going to continue putting up with bullies until you finally?
I love
Up to
that
them.
moment.
And I was just like,
Yeah.
yeah, this is so Janeway.
What
Like,
was he doing
Right?
sitting
I don't
there,
like
though?
bullies and I don't like you,
I
Kella.
don't know. I was asking that. I was
Why was
wondering
he
that
sitting
too.
in the corner there, by the way? That was just a weird thing. Nobody else was sitting in the corner. He was the
He was
only
there to support
observer.
Topa, right?
Yeah, he,
Yeah, he
asked
wasn't
to come
supposed to speak.
along, but he wasn't allowed to speak. But
Also-
I didn't know that he was allowed in the committee meeting itself, which felt kind of weird to me. But I liked what he said.
Yeah.
And I
He
love
was
that they
saying what a
took it
lot
to
of us were
heart.
thinking.
And it's just like,
Mhm.
when do you draw the line and make it the last straw? And like, oh my God, to make it be Topa's like bravery saying not to treat her medically yet. And so that people like to actually show people, that was just so beautiful. And then I have to also mention, like, I love reaction shots with Isaac, but the
I know.
reaction shots with the Yaphet species in this episode.
Yes,
were
yes.
really rivaling in a really fun way.
They gave us a ton of reaction shots, which were great because we could get a close up of all the cool different aliens.
That girl with
Yeah.
that dress,
Very
where, like,
Star
the
Trek
straps
4.
went up like that, were so cool. I was like,
Oh
this-
my
this
gosh.
costume designer stepping it up.
So
And I love
good.
I love the engineering crew because there's the bubble guy,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
Yaphet, there's
Yeah.
the big dude, and
Dan.
Dan
A
was
whole
there.
variety of
Our
people.
boyfriend Dan was there. He had a couple good lines. Or
Yeah.
one.
He's got something, right? He's got something, right?
Yeah.
That's what he said, right?
What was
He's
the
got,
response to it? Was funny though.
but,
Oh yeah,
cute,
it was
right?
Yaphet
Or
that
something.
says, I don't know, but he looks better leaving than coming or something
that
like
was-
that.
Yeah.
Did she know then? I like
Yeah.
rewound it to check. Oh my gosh, Yaphet. So
Mine
cute.
makes a good point, which I loved as well. The John to Gordon moment, quote, there you go, Sherlock.
I love
Was
that.
was very
Yeah, that was
Chandler to
great.
Joey. Was very Chandler to
Yes.
Joey. Love that line. Yeah, I rewound that to hear that a couple times because
Yes.
everybody was like,
Yes.
don't you get it? And he's like, oh.
Like, dude, come on. You can't be that
Yeah.
oblivious, can you? I
There
guess
was-
so.
His,
There was
his
a-
delivery was on point. Like I don't know that I would give the same reading, same line reading as he did, but he nailed that line. I loved it.
It was good.
Okay, so do you guys watch with subtitles? Because there was a bit of subtitle gold in this episode.
Oh, I didn't watch with
Um,
subtitles this
okay.
time. Sometimes I do.
So, okay, let me just pull up the actual thing the subtitles said. Okay, so it basically said when they were like when they're in the colony, and there's that, like, you first see the campfire, it said like music note, soulful Mocklin music playing, and music note.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it was Jolene.
Wow.
Like, who gave them the, like, obviously, or someone on Orville told them to call it soulful Mocklin music. So funny.
It's
Oh, man. You know, I want
for the
that job.
Mocklins, and it was beautiful, and I love the interpretive dance
Yeah.
that went with it.
Heck
because
yeah.
that was
amazing.
That also
That was
reminded
good
me of
stuff.
Star Wars. That campfire and festival and dance
Mm.
reminded me of the Ewoks at the end of Return of the Jedi. There was a lot that reminded me of Star Wars in this. That music felt very Star Warsy and Ewoksy, but I do want to say that whoever's scoring these episodes is killing it. The music, the scoring.
Like,
is
so
this
good.
one was in
unreal
person.
So
Like a
damn good.
specific jazz, Joel McNeely, who just like completely
We
killed
salute
it.
you. We salute you, Joel McNeely.
well,
Heck
and
yes.
this episode had 3 Dolly Parton songs. One performed by Dolly herself. Oh.
Which
That
so
really
cool.
was cool, wasn't it?
It's
I don't
so
care
cool
if
they
it
went
was
to
like
Nashville for that.
shoehorned. Don't care. It was great.
Are you
Oh
kidding
my
me?
gosh. Like it's like permeated
Yeah.
like all of culture. I ran into some friends today and they were like, oh, we heard, they were like, ooh, you must be having a big busy party tomorrow. We heard Dolly was on Orville. I was like, yeah. I love that it's like permeated pop culture, especially because there's so much news right now for San Diego Comic-Con. I'm like, yeah, it was a big deal.
Yeah. Big
Real
deal.
quick,
Dolly's a treasure.
She
let's
is.
say hello to Rose Kirby out in
Hi.
Derby in the UK. It's super late or very early for you, Rose. Welcome to the show. We are talking about the Orville's most recent episode, episode 8, entitled Blue Midnight. We're also talking about crisps and beverages and Dolly Parton and who we ship the most. Hey, Rose, have you ever had the real McCoy's crisps, ridge cut flame grilled steak flavor? Let us know. Okay. I think I just killed the conversation. Everybody was like, we were talking about Dolly,
Okay, I do have
Ryan.
some
Yeah.
questions.
Can we just get back to worshiping her?
Yeah, she was cool.
There
Yeah,
were a
it was cool
couple
to see her. She looks so good.
Oh, she looked amazing. And I love that they went to Nashville to film it, like at her house.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know
And
that.
how
That's
you
cool.
would not know that they were in 2 different complete locations.
It's amazing.
Had no idea until I think it was Tom Constantino tweeted that. And wow, okay, you fooled me.
So cool. But okay, so I had 2 questions. First of all, when they like can't find Commander Grayson and Bortus, so do the shuttles not have like a GPS or tracker? Like I just would have thought like that's a little.
Yeah, I was
Yeah, what's
confused
with
by
that?
And also like when they're in that fight scene towards the end, like getting off of that colony, the Mocklin colony, like how I want to know like the minutia of like why they couldn't cloak again, like on their way off the planet. And
Well,
then
Talk about ship porn.
I
God,
think-
Amory, you make fun of other people for ships. You just want to know all the
This is
specifics
switch me.
about ships.
I know. That
Amble
and then
the sails.
also that the torture guy who like Bortus let live as he's leaving. I'm like, you have to
How
kill him
fitting.
because he actually got information though. Like
Yes,
But did he get the right information?
that's what I was wondering.
Right?
Maybe
We don't
maybe she
know.
lied to him. But I
he
thought
doesn't
it
know
was
either.
a very good writing tool. That 2 things. Number one, the poetic justice of him losing his other eye, which is so
Huh.
painful and bitter,
Ah.
and this beautiful poetic justice in this horrible way, but also that now you're going to have this blind guy that is twice traumatized and injured and destroyed in life, but that holds the secret key, maybe
Oh,
theoretically,
Maybe.
to what
Maybe.
they need. But we're certainly going to see him popping up in
I
a
mean,
later
how
episode,
much-
right?
Right?
does
How's
it
that going to
say?
play out? We
and how
got to
much
know.
does it say about that Mocklin culture to be like, what's going to scare a little girl? Giving her some guy with one eye who looks very scary. Like that was some like
Well-
next level torture crap.
And actually torturing the little girl, which is
Yeah, there was that whole thing. The
That was
makeup, I
great.
got to say, though, was incredible. Like
It's
that looked
amazing.
like that hurt.
And her
Yeah.
acting is just like,
yes.
holy crap.
Yes.
This
Oh my
was-
gosh.
Yeah.
The name escapes me right now, but whoever is playing Topa, amazing.
Mhm. She's doing great.
Unbelievable. I want to know if there's like a way to be able to see the Orville panel tomorrow where they're doing like a cast panel at San Diego Comic-Con. I would like, because I'm sure when she walks on the stage, she's going to get like massive amounts of cheering. And I just would love to see that. 'Cause,
She
like,
better.
Yeah.
oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah, she has more than earned it. She's incredible.
Mhm.
What a breakout
Yeah.
star.
She's great.
And her
Oh.
prosthetics. Like, and for someone so young, it's just like mind blowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
killing
wondered
it.
about that too. If they have like the actress and they have like 2 or 3 backups just in case the actress, like the first time they use her, when they put on all those prosthetics,
Oh,
because
yeah,
you don't
the
know how
all
you're really going to
style.
react. Yeah. You don't know how you're going to react a lot of times. And
Mm.
what if, it doesn't, physically, maybe her skin reacts, or maybe she gets claustrophobic,
Yeah.
that they have to
Yeah,
have
you
a
don't
second
know.
person just in case. But then once she gets through the first episode, they're like, all right, cool. We got her, girl.
Yeah, I wonder how,
We're
like,
set.
are there test runs for this sort of thing? I don't know how that works
Probably.
behind the scenes. I imagine there
Yeah,
has to be,
gotta
though,
be.
right? Because that's a common
Mhm.
thing.
Mhm.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Probably. She's great.
Okay.
Rose is having a
Rose-
good time in the
yeah,
chat.
Rose
Cheers,
says,
matey.
I need you to know that I'm so pissed out my head. I've drunk so much alcohol, I can't think.
Oh, what kind?
Enjoy that. Well,
we're
at last.
coming up
Drink
behind
water
you,
later,
Rose.
though, please.
Oh,
You know, I
right
love being
behind
like
you.
blissfully drunk like that, where nothing bothers you. Things are good.
You know, it's hot in the UK. Like,
Yeah.
I hope it's a chilled beverage. That's what
There you go. Just drink a lot of water
Obviously.
when the
Yeah.
fun is done, so you don't feel bad tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, I also I'm like going through so I stopped taking notes, but I watch it on my computer and then take screenshots of the computer because that way I can just get the subtitles since you can't screenshot on Hulu. But yeah, I was gonna say one other
Nice
thing was
life
like,
hack.
yeah, that's my life. That's why I have 30,000 screenshots. So
Wow. That's impressive.
Per folder.
yeah. But Ed is just becoming like, I'm loving him more and more as a good captain. I just felt like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Whoa.
The Leola companion.
Wait a
magnet
minute,
for the
wait a
boys
minute.
and
Let's change gears here. Wow.
so that every kitchen in America
Nice.
can have Leola root.
Oh my God. Those look so good.
Okay, what I love is
Sorry,
how many
nobody saw what I held
okay.
up because you were the only thing on the screen, Anne Marie. So they just saw you like freak out and they have no idea.
Oh,
It's just
yeah.
real quick.
We
it's just
saw
these
it though.
guys. It's a Neelix chef's hat and a Leola root, but you know.
And you have
Oh
like
my
thousands
God.
of Leola roots in your room right now, which I mean, that's enough.
That's
to make
amazing.
Avoid your
At least
chef.
Jealous
too.
in some weird way.
But anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to distract. Yep.
Okay. So Ed's just becoming such a wonderful, wonderful captain. And like, I mean, just like his shots where he's so thoughtful, I feel like he's really developing that next level captain skill of like a Picard or a Cisco or a Janeway. And
He's come
it's
a
really
long
fun to
way,
watch.
hasn't he?
Oh, I was so impressed. And especially those shots where he's like looking out the window just thinking. I'm like, he's
Yeah.
starting to be one of my top captains.
Nice.
Wow, really?
Mhm.
Yeah. And not only that, but this show, the last few episodes have been just so freaking strong. Can we please get a season 4? Because this show has hit this stride. Let's not ruin this.
It's amazing. Oh,
It's so good. They got it. They figured it out. They are just, top speed. Let's go.
and it's so fun to see like our really good friends / parts of our family from the 90s. Like it's so fun when you see their
Yeah,
names pop on our
it
screen
is.
and just like, yeah, especially like between that and For All Mankind. This week I'm like, oh my god, all my favorite friends. And I wish I was
Anne
at
Marie,
San
you're gonna
Diego to
kill
see
me.
them.
I haven't watched that yet.
Okay, I'm not gonna say anything because wait,
I
this
know.
week or at all? Wait, are you
Like
haven't
at
watched
all.
what-
I
oh,
don't
For
have
All
Apple
Mankind.
TV. I haven't gotten there yet.
Okay.
I know that the show is really good. I hear nothing but like how amazing it is and how good it is. I just
Oh
haven't
my
done it
God.
yet. And I will because I can't, I'm not going to pass that up. This sounds
Oh.
amazing.
It's just, I mean, every
Anne Marie's
episode's
going
next
nuts for it.
level.
I
So
think
we have
everybody is who's watching it.
We have a poll update. We asked, who do you ship for Bortus? Bortus and Kelly got 64% of the votes. Bortus and Kaiden got only
Whoa.
35. So it's
Woo.
Bortus and Kelly right now. The next poll right now, everybody, is do you think Rose Kirby
Funny.
should drink water now?
Yes.
You can vote either yes or also yes, but in a British accent.
Oh, well then.
So choose
Yeah.
wisely there.
And can I just say that I am loving Kelly more and more every single episode. Her
You better fight
character
Bortus for her.
Agreed.
is just growing so much. I don't know. I don't often say, well, I love this character, or I love this character, or I love this character. But I was saying this all through this episode. I love Kelly. I love Bortus. I love Topa. I love them all.
Yeah, they were all really good, but Kelly has definitely shined in
Yes.
season 3
Yeah.
for sure.
It's so great.
She went from
Definitely
being a
has.
character that, like, hey, yeah, she's cool, she's all right, to
Right.
I freaking love her.
Right.
And,
Aren't you
like,
guys
her
glad
look-
she's not she's not getting the first officer treatment like the Chakotay
Yes.
saying,
This is
like,
Yeah.
So glad.
where a lot
She
of
is-
times
Oh my gosh.
their job is very specific to the captain, whereas she can kind of go off on her own and do her own thing and have her own
Mhm.
storylines. and all that.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
they
know,
did that.
honestly, if anything, Ed is taking the back seat to Kelly right now.
I know.
And hey, that's
Absolutely.
great because there's these opportunities. She's rocking it. Why not?
And
Plus,
amazing
Adrienne
that
Palicki's
he's like
a
so
great
giving to let her
actress.
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
she's
I
all right.
I loved how she did her hair for that like scene behind Melissa. She's just so cool.
Yes.
Like she's still
Yes.
stylish and rocking it, even though she's like killing in her career. And then I felt like also it's really interesting because like some of my favorite parts with Riker were seeing him how like loving he was to Wesley. And I feel like this takes that, but also like on steroids because she's just so wonderful.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
She is wonderful.
Way better.
Ugh.
And I'm like, what if Chakotay had had more time with Naomi? Maybe that would have helped or something. I don't even know.
But
That would have been
Yeah.
an interesting
But
dynamic.
like Kira with Zial was also really beautiful. So like maybe there's something
Yeah.
to first officers
Totally.
being mentors
And-
for younger.
right. Yeah. But I
We
loved
should- we
her.
should talk
even
about-
in-
We
Sorry.
should talk about I'm just saying one of these days, like the best non-blood related mentors, like Troy and Alexander, or
Hmm.
Kira and Zial, or in this case, Kelly and Topa.
Janeway and the captain's assistant.
Well, I feel like Janeway was a wonderful mentor to Seven of Nine. I really appreciated
Seven
that
of Nine and the
relationship.
Borg kids.
Beautiful.
Mhm.
Well, 7 of 9 then was an amazing mentor to the board kids. Yeah.
Right.
So
True.
Janeway was like their grandma, kind of, right? Kind of, right?
Oh, my little Borg
Kinda,
babies.
but not
My little-
really.
My little Borg babies. Let's have some porridge.
I don't know. Is that what they
Oh,
eat?
Let's
meat
not.
pot roast.
Oh my
Burnt
god.
Burnt pot roast.
Yeah, let's have some burnt pot roast.
Or if you've ever been to the Star Trek experience in Las Vegas from way back in the day at the Hilton, you would know that they always eat hamburgers. That was on
Oh
the menu.
boy.
Okay.
That's what was on the menu, hamburgers. And the onion rings were like the rings of Beta Z. And Deanna actually had two. She also had like Deanna Troy's chocolate delight sundae or something
Okay.
like that.
Of
Those
course
were
she
we're also
did.
gonna put a pin in how wonderful Loxana was with Alexander. I felt like that made Alexander shine.
Yeah.
That's
They
a
were
good.
together, and also especially since Loxana was trending on Twitter last night, which made my heart so happy.
Love
Mhm.
it. Loxana does not get enough credit. She really was a good character when she got to shine in the right
Yeah.
way.
She's the best.
Mm.
She's my favorite character ever. And then also
Ever of
San Diego
all the
Comic-Con's
times.
going on this like massive conglomerate of like everybody rivaling for marketing. Yet Loxana just strolls onto Twitter trending, like with no marketing team behind her. Love her so much.
She doesn't need it.
Yeah. She just transcends.
Kathy D says that I miss the Star Trek experience. Yeah, me too. And I regret that every day of my life.
Oh, Kathy
I was too
D-
poor to go at the time.
I wish I had gone. Kathy D just changed her profile picture on Facebook to the Seventh Rule meetup from
Hey.
STLV last year.
Nice.
Cool.
Fun.
That's awesome.
Wait, Ryan, you're muted.
Sorry, I was clearing my throat. I too miss the Star Trek Hilton, the Quark's bar thing. But yeah, that meetup last year was glorious. Check this out, everybody. If you have never been to Quark's bar at the Star Trek Hilton experience in Las Vegas, here is their old menu.
Hey,
Ah.
cool.
Things like Trip Tucker's Warp 5 prime rib chili and chips, the Holy Rings
Wait.
of Beta Z,
Not
all
pan
kinds of
fried
Famous
good-
catfish.
Ferengi.
famous Ferengi flatbread. Yeah, everybody's heard of that
Yeah.
Ferengi flatbread, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, the best part is actually putting the souvenir cup on the menu. That is so
Mm.
Quark.
There's the hamburger.
Hamburger, Talaxian turkey wrap. Grilled chicken con.
Oh my god. Of
Picard's
course.
pockets. What
That's
does Picard have in his
The
pockets?
Picard pockets.
What are the photon torpedoes?
You don't want to know.
my
It
God.
looks like submarine sandwich.
Oh,
Oh, they put 7 of 9 with the exoskeleton foods. Like, so cute.
Then there's the Sulu toss. I'm not touching that one.
Nah.
Why did they call it the Sulu toss? Is it
Kardashian
some
fish
kind-
and
wow.
I'm not even
Yeah, no. Not doing it.
Kardashian fit. Black Palamarian? What's a Palamarian? I don't remember that race.
Wow.
Captain's Cut, Warbird, Flaming Ribs of Targ, Moogie's Choice Pasta, 7 of 9
Class
Seafood
M pizza.
Collective.
That's cute.
Yeah, love these. Captain Riker's
Lita's
Alaskan King
milkshakes.
Crab.
Oh,
I am not
gosh.
even
Toys
touching
to the
that.
yard.
Wow.
I forgot about that one.
Wow.
Lita's milkshakes.
Wow.
Wow. That's right up there with
So many ways to
Sue's
interpret that.
toss.
I can only think of is there another way to think of
No.
Lita's
Especially
milkshake?
with that song. My
I know.
milkshake brings
Exactly.
God. Anyway, Lita's
Then-
milkshake. No.
Oh
Then
my
there's also-
god, they went there.
There's also Data's Day, the Frozen Hirogen,
My favorite.
and
Okay,
Phaser
that's
Fire.
cute. They should have maybe
That's
rethought a couple of those, but 7 out of 10.
Reimagined, yeah.
Yeah.
The beverages, though. Oh, here's some of them. They had 2 that were served in like fish bowls, right?
Oh,
Here's
yeah,
one
those
of
look
them.
so on the warp core breach.
And so you would get like 4 straws and this thing, which is basically like,
Nice.
Ooh.
it's 10 beverages.
Wow.
It was the amount of 10 beverages, and then you guys go nuts with it. So there was the Borg
Wow.
sphere, and there was the warp core breach, which was even stronger, if I remember correctly. So you get like 4 straws,
Wow.
and then 4
That
people's
board
warp
one's
cores are breached.
beautiful.
It is.
It looks
Um,
good.
Can I point out J.R. Poole's comment? Moogie's choice comes pre-chewed.
Ew.
Yum.
Well
Jesse
done, but
Taggart
you.
answers the question. He says, from TAS, the colony species that split into 3 parts. Oh, that's right. Showed up on
okay.
the lower decks again. Good
All
knowledge,
right. All right.
Jesse.
Thank you.
Good animated series knowledge. Are
Mm.
we going to see them again in lower decks? That season's coming up in just 4
Soon.
weeks,
August.
5
I'm
weeks.
excited.
Sorry, we should finish talking about the Orville. I keep
Yeah.
changing the subject to Star Trek, but we still have more Orville to talk about, actually. Kathy D says Sulu toss with a giggle emoji. That's
Ooh. Wow.
what's so funny, Melissa.
Nothing.
Anyway, so we have 2
Okay.
episodes left of the Orville,
Aw.
and
Man,
you
that's
know,
it.
already.
Oh,
What a bummer. Do you guys think we're going to see the blind guy back in the final 2 episodes? Do you think that Clyden is going to give a fuss in the next 2 episodes, or do you think they're going to kind of leave those alone for the
I feel like
4th
they have
season?
to. I feel like they have to do Kalon stuff,
Right.
to kind of like wrap up
Right.
the season / just in case there's not a
And
season
Krill.
4. Yeah, or yeah, and Krill.
yeah. I
Exactly.
mean, is it going to be
Both.
kind of a double header in that sense where all of it's going to hit the fan?
And like maybe see like Ed's daughter again.
Right.
Right?
I feel like it'd be really weird to not revisit those 3 things.
Wow. We might be in for some, you know what?
Really long episodes.
Yeah.
That Those will be 3 hours long,
Right.
but we're going to love it.
Hey, if Stranger Things can do it, theirs was only 2.
Right? Still, yeah, maybe
But-
that's the newest trend is we're going to have feature length episodes and you'll get 10 of them, but they're going to be an hour and a half long each at least.
Right. Right.
I don't know completely how I feel about that. Like once in a while, that's okay. But I also like bite size.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
And it also would just be nice to have it new for more weeks because it is sad. Like
Yeah.
we're almost done after waiting this long.
Mm.
I don't want the
Right.
game
Yeah.
to end.
Right. That's true. Don't make us wait too long.
Mhm.
Well, speaking of
think
waiting
it's
too
Good thing
long,
for all mankind is like 5 more weeks.
we don't even know if there's going to be a fourth season, right? I mean, we do know that
Well-
if there is a fourth season, they haven't even started on it. They
Not
haven't
yet.
even
Right.
they haven't even rented the offices in
Or
which
made
to write it.
contracts. Yeah.
No, it's not even in motion as
Well,
far as we know.
they were still wrapping up season 3 when season 3 began.
Yeah.
So
Whew. Yeah. So we do have a weight on our hands, is what that's
yeah.
Only one.
But now that Dolly was in it, there's got to be a season 4.
Yeah. I was like, that's
Right,
a pretty
come on.
bold
saying. Blow up the
move.
budget and let's go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and realistically,
It was originally going to be 9 seasons, I heard, but now they're just trying to get at least 2 more, and then it'll just go from 9 to 5 seasons.
Oh my gosh.
I knew you were going there.
Oh my gosh. I love when Havina saw Dolly and she's like, "My gods."
oh my gosh, I love that she fell to her knees and she was like,
I watched that scene so many times. So cute. Oh, I love it.
Such a good song. Good movie too.
Yeah. It is a good movie. I love that movie.
Yeah, it's still great. It's made in
Yes.
1980. Doesn't
I don't
matter.
think I ever saw it.
Oh, it's
I
great.
saw
Fonda, Lily
Fried Green
Tomlin.
Tomatoes. Was that the one that she was in? Wasn't she in one
No,
of those, or
Steel
Steel
Magnolias.
Magnolias? Okay.
Steel Magnolias with Weezer.
Is that the one with the woman that said she was richer than God?
Yes, that was Weezer.
Okay. Maybe that was the one I saw then.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this. Galinda says hashtag Moreville. Cute.
More
Yeah.
of a- yeah. Make a trend.
Or
Make
like
a trend.
Snorville. Just kidding, guys. We love the Orville. And this episode was really good. Would you guys put this as the best episode of the season?
Personally, it's my favorite. I don't know about
Wow.
everyone else, but yeah, this episode was a personal
Boy.
favorite of
Yeah, if it's not in fact the top right now, it's definitely up there. I don't know. I need to rewatch it all a few times to really come up with that conclusion.
So hard. I mean, I also really loved Tale of Two Topas so much.
Yeah, me too.
So it's
Yeah.
probably tied.
And I also
Just-
really liked episode 1.
That
Tale
was
of Two Topas was really good,
So good.
but this one, I don't know. Just
I mean, I love that crow
It's
one.
just all around. It might be the
Yeah.
strongest episode of the Orville we've had.
I just think they keep raising the bar and raising the bar. So every week it's just a little bit, there's something extra.
Yeah, the magic's happening. It's so good.
Yeah. What
What
was
about
the
you,
yes,
Ryan?
no?
What? Oh, I just hit a button by accident, Melissa. It's very hard for me to do 2 things at once. To be perfectly honest with you, it's very
wondering.
hard for me to do one thing at once, usually. So
I feel
Oh
that.
my gosh, I love these polls.
yeah.
Yeah.
The final poll question, you guys, before we run off, is: do you think this was the best episode of the season? Yes, it's number 1 out of 8, or maybe it's top 2 or 3 out of the 8, or it's about the usual, pretty standard for the Orv. Cool people call it the Orv,
The orb.
But yeah, Anne-Marie, the way you were talking about, I thought you were going to say it's the best episode of all 3 seasons.
No, my number 1 episode remains the Singing in the Rain episode. I love that one. And also maybe the one with Tala and the Mocklin where they're dancing to White Cliffs of Dover. I thought that was really, really moving. And
Watermelon White Cliffs.
then, and then what was the other one I really like?
About a Girl, starring Rico E. Anderson.
No, Tale of Two Topas like blows that out of the water. But what is this? There's like I can't even think of it. Oh, maybe the one like where they go to the krill ship and like the Aegis one. Well, because I'm really into the way that he uses music on the show, and I just love that shuttle ride back where he lets whatever the woman's name is go, and then he's listening to She's Always a Woman.
Great song too.
Yeah.
I love that
that was
song.
good.
They're just, I mean, so it's very hard to say, but of season 3, Tale of Two Topas, and then this week's is, I think, the second.
Melissa, you say this is the best episode of the season. Do you think it's the best episode of all 3 seasons of the entire series?
I don't know about best, but it is my favorite of all 3.
Wow, very nice.
Mm-hmm. It is my favorite of all 3.
How about you, Ryan?
But that's subjective because, it's only my opinion. So
I still think the middle of season 2 is the apex. Because to me, it's the most memorable so far. I think maybe the 3rd season certainly has the highest quality, maybe the highest quality writing, the highest quality visual effects, just overall possibly, the highest quality, New Horizons. But I feel like there was, as Anne-Marie said, there was quite a sweet spot there in the middle of the 2nd season when they had that 2-parter, that cliffhanger where the Kalon turned on them. And it felt so much like the best of both worlds, like cliffhanger, where it's like everything's coming and you're just like, what the heck just happened? And now I got to wait a week. Or in Best of Both Worlds, now I got to wait 3 months to find out. I feel like that's what stands out in my mind still. When I think of just overall, what were the best moments or the best episodes of the Orville, that's kind of because that really just blew me away. I thought it was the best scenes and the best moment of all of science fiction for that year, whatever year that was, maybe 2019 or something like that.
That was a good episode, but it's the ones leading up to that I always rewatch because they're just beautiful character studies and they really make you feel. And
I also like the first episode.
Makes me cry.
Yeah, I also like the first episode Dolly appeared in because,
I love
this
that
one
one.
we actually got to see her. And so there was more of that, but this was when it was novel. It was like the first time she just popped in, and then the songs blaring and they're rocking out and they're shooting blow stuff.
That was
really cool.
The best fight scene ever. That's up there as my other top episode.
Yeah.
As soon as that song started blasting, I was like, yes.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Hey, before we go, our friends Orville Nation are in the live chat and they say, yes, middle of season 2 is a high. That's where I agree with you.
Also agree.
Also
with
says,
Linda.
I want to see Melissa and Ryan in an Orville episode. Yeah, we'd love to see that.
And Sirach. And well, Linda says as Penny's nephew, but I kind of also think as an older stepbrother or half brother.
Sirach shouldn't be in an episode. He should get a season at least.
Yeah.
What'd you say about Galinda? I thought you said Galinda.
That Linda said that. Earlier I said Galinda because she
Linda.
said #Morville, which was brilliant.
Very nice. All right. So it's just about time to go, everybody. We did a little bit of Star Trek and chill. You never really know what's going to happen when Star Trek nerds get together to talk about something. Sometimes we talk about Lord of the Rings.
I mean, it's like Christmas Eve because tomorrow's all the huge Star Trek news drops. So like, I'm just saving myself for that. Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody check under your Comic-Con stockings to find all the goodies.
Our friends
get your Twitter
Trek
accounts
Core,
ready.
Yes, Trek Core is going to be live tweeting all of the
cool
updates in real time from inside the room. So make sure you're following them.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
These are gonna explode.
And I really hope someone live tweets the Orville panel, which is like less than an hour after that.
Yeah.
So, real quick, everybody, in the upcoming week, here are a few things to which look forward. I don't even know how to do that one. To look forward to. Let's see. So yesterday there was no new Star Trek from the Seventh Rule because there was no new Star Trek from Paramount Plus. Sorry.
Ooh.
Just a few more weeks, and then we've got Lower Decks showing up to save the day and thrill us. On Sunday, however, at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, the Seventh Rule will premiere the first segment of their review, our review of Deep Space Nine, Season 7, Episode 7, Once More Unto the Breach, with a very special guest known as J.G. Hertzler, aka General Martok. Very
Nice.
cool role, very great and amazing episode for him. Then, of course, on Monday, the Seventh Rule, that's 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern on Monday, Seventh Rule will release the entire episode of Deep Space Nine, Season 7, Episode 3, After Image, with very special guest Nicole DeBoer, who's going to light up the room and make us look
Yay.
amazing because she's just the most glorious person.
She's the best.
And then,
I
of
love
course,
her.
right here, we've got the main viewer on Tuesday night. We're going to talk about all the cool Star Trek news. We're going to talk about all the Comic-Con stuff coming out of San Diego. And it's going to be pretty amazing. Also, a couple days ago, Falling Tower released our review of, I closed it. What was it? 30 Rock.
30
With-
Rock.
With Melissa Longo, and Dr. Mohammed Noor was our guest co-host. And we also had Darth Shuey for some reason. But he was also there, and we had a great time. So go to youtube.com/Falling Tower and check that out because it was a lot of fun. And did I like 30 Rock? Did Melissa like it? Mohammed, Darth? I know you're dying to find
Better
out.
find
Well,
out.
you will. Anyway, Shar, where would you like to be found online should people choose to follow you in some
If
non-creepy
you
way?
seek to find me, the best place is on Twitter. My handle is the profanity, and I'm hoping this coming week I'm going to finally say a little more about this audio drama I've been working on for the last 2 freaking years.
I need to know everything about
Set
this.
to release in
Yes.
August, I hope.
I can't
It's
even-
called
What
The
is
Zibs
it?
Misadventures in Space.
Wait, whose misadventures in space?
The Zibs Misadventures in Space.
Nice.
Sounds like an
That's
80s
awesome.
candy.
It actually, I was thinking more like late 70s Battlestar Galactica kind of vibes, where my first vision of their bridge, their command and control center, it was just white walls with a bunch of buttons on them. It's like that. It's a cheap, rickety little ship, barely hanging on. We don't know how it achieves faster than light travel, but it does. And the future is just as stupid as it is today, just with space travel.
That's
Good way.
depressing.
Well, that's
That's
the
awesome.
that's the pitch of the show. And shenanigans ensue, and hopefully it's funny. And yeah, say more about it later.
That's awesome. So everybody stick around for that. She's going to let you know. You're going to follow her on the Profanity on Twitter.
Yeah, do
And
that.
she's
My
gonna tell you all about
co-writer Philip Gilfus and I, we are planning on doing a live stream where we do a show primer, where we tell you a little bit about the background, like the universe and how this whole thing kind of came to be and why it came to be and what you can expect once we start releasing. It's 5 episodes
Mm.
and we'll start doing that weekly in August.
Oh, I can't
That's
wait.
so
I'm
awesome.
almost done editing now, so I finally feel like I can say things about it.
Are you allowed to say
Woo.
what time they're going to be released or what day?
No, I don't have that set yet, so stay tuned.
Can you
Okay.
tell us what it feels like to be this generation's Gene Roddenberry?
I am not.
We'll
I
see.
absolutely am not.
We'll
The
see.
podcast, the
Okay.
stories will prove that. Like
Okay.
this dumbass wrote a thing, so
No.
I'm not
This
Gene
generation, Jerry Taylor.
I wish I was Jerry Taylor.
No,
Adam
you're this-
Sandler? I don't know.
You're this.
A little more like that.
No, you're
More
this
like Mike Judge,
generation-
Beavis and Butthead, Idiocracy, just sci-fi.
Love it.
What about you, Anne Marie? Where can people find you online?
Twitter at Anne-Marie Siegel1. That's it.
That was a quickie.
Woo!
Barely had time to respond to that text. You talked so fast. What about you, Melissa? Where can people find you online should you choose to be found?
Online at Melissa Longo. Woohoo!
Ah!
You guys are too quick. And everybody, you can find me here on Virtual TrekCon. You can also find me on Falling Tower and or The Seventh Rule. All of those are on YouTube. They're also on social media like Facebook and whatever it is, Twitter and Instagram when I have to.
He
It's
says
not-
so begrudgingly.
uh,
I feel you though. I don't really care for Instagram either.
too.
I have an account, but I don't use it.
I don't know what to do with that thing.
I don't
Anyway.
care anymore.
Yeah. JR Poole says followed. I think that means you, Shar.
Oh, all right.
right.
Cool. Talk to
It's a
me.
good follow.
So thank you everybody in the live chat for joining in the fun. When this live video ends, please just refresh this page and then you can comment in the comment section below. I don't think you can do it while we have the live chat. You can only comment on the live chat. But once it ends, hit refresh and then leave us your comments. Tell us what you thought about this episode. Tell us if you want to eat some flame grilled steak McCoys, and maybe we'll ship the rest of these to you. That sounds sanitary.
Hey.
And, you know, tell us how much you love Shar, Melissa, and Anne Marie, and you know, Andre and meteorologist Katie as well, who are in and out often. So we will see you all next time. Thanks so much for joining us. Chuck A, David Gregory, One Trek Fan, Kathy D, Anne Marie's in the live chat, David Gregory, Rose Kirby, Drink Some Water, Jim Westbrook, Linda Anderegg, we'll see you in Vegas, JR Poole, Bob D, Melissa
And Feel Better,
Longo,
Linda.
and Galenda. And Feel Better, Linda. Thank you all very much. And we will see you next time to infinity and beyond. No, that's, I feel like that's already
That's the one.
taken.
Night, everybody.